Hello everybody, Artilisiana here. Link to my DeviantArt in the description below and also for my Patreon if you'd like to do that. Warning, this video will contain pictures from Google and other places that is not mine, so please give respect to the owners of these pictures and copyrights. And also warning, it's going to contain my personally opinion about stuff in My Little Pony, so if you don't like stuff like this, click away or else stay. Yeah, here we go. 3, 2, 1. So today I would like to talk about the episode Spice Up Your Life, because I was actually thinking a lot about, what Pinkie Pie actually does with finding the restaurant that is good but don't have any hoof ratings, and it needs to have like free hoof ratings or stuff like that. Now in our world, or how to say that, if a restaurant had like no hoofs rating at all and you went into it, you were not expecting to have like this kind of luxury food. In our world, it's more like if it has no ratings or it has a bad rating, it's not a place or a restaurant I would recommend you to actually go to, unless you know that the products are handled nicely and there's no poisoning or food mixing or anything of that matter, and also that it's like a normal clean environment and they know how to handle the food and so on. But I do believe that it's a little bit different in the My Little Pony universe, as we can see here. It's clean and nice, and it's especially good food, and the other restaurants only have like this food that doesn't taste of anything, and it's very pricey, to the point of where it's like it's not worth it for its price. But it has the 3 hoofs marks, so I would say that it's a 5-star restaurant, or how to say that in our world. And if it was in our world, it's almost true, but besides that, most restaurants, if it's so high class and it's worth that amount of money, it will be small portions, yes, but it will still taste magnificent. And I have not tried a upper class restaurant like this where it doesn't taste of anything. I have tried a upper class restaurant where I didn't get a lot of food, where I felt like I was cheaped out of my dinner, or how to say that. Luckily it was not me paying. But I also tried the opposite, where I actually were at a restaurant where it had like very good reviews and stuff like that, and a green smiley and things like that, but the service was like very poor. So the waiter, or what we should call it, didn't handle the situation very nicely. Well, they have booked our table, but when it was my ex-boyfriend, when he came to ask for the table, the waiter was actually a little bit rude. But I was like, well, maybe the food is worth, the wait and the pain of, and maybe it was just a bad day for the waiter and stuff like that. She didn't even come down and ask us how the food was or stuff like that, like a normal thing or a normal waiter should actually do to satisfy the customer. But when she came with the food, it was like I ordered a done steak, or well done steak, because I like my things where it doesn't bleed. But when I cut into mine, I was like surprised, because it was not cooked at all. It was raw, and I can hear like Gordon Ramsay screaming, it's like, it's raw, take it back to the cafeteria, make it better, or tell the chef that he sucks and stuff like that. And I was asking my boyfriend at that point if he ordered a raw steak, but he ordered his medium rare, and when he cut into his, it was like cooked a little bit, but not like medium rare. It's like was still raw, but it was cooked like just fried on the pan, or how to say that. It was not nice, not at all. And when we complained, the waiter still was a little bit rude, but now she was like, okay, I will take the food to the kitchen and tell him, is there something else you would like than steak? And it actually ended up with us going of a place, because the second time around it was like not done barbecue ribs, or how to say that. And then my ex-boyfriend was like jamming his hand into the into the table and being like, this is just outrageous, and we're not paying 1 cent, or how to say that, to be here. And we just walked off, and we both gave it a horrible review on Trustpilot, and was like, you shouldn't be spending your money there. You're better off going down and ordering a buffet at some cheap place where it's like the health code is like normally good and stuff like that. And afterwards we actually found out that the kitchen had like some strikes for serving not prepared food, or food that was actually not healthy, or actually had went bad. So I'm very grateful that we didn't try, other stuff on the menu. But in our world, restaurants like that will often close. And as we can see in the My Little Pony universe, all of the high-class restaurants are still open. So I don't believe it has anything to do with the service, or anything to do with the cleanliness of the food. It's just like it doesn't taste of anything. So yeah, I will say that if it was the only problem that we had in our world, we could tell the chef, like, it's missing some flavor, or go and cook it again and stuff like that. And they should do stuff like that if you're not satisfied with your meal, because you're paying, customer, and sometimes I know that sometimes the customer is not always right, and there's no reason to complain if the dish is perfect. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that sometimes you should try, restaurants and stuff like that, actually try everything, like they say in Zootopia, with a grain of salt. There will always be some things that I would not recommend you actually trying, but if it's on your bucket list, or how to say that, then I will say go for it. But I will recommend that you uphold the law, and you try to find things that are not that devastating for you or your loved ones, or I don't know, stuff that you couldn't handle. So I would say that the rating system in My Little Pony is totally different, than it is in our universe. And also I feel like it's a little bit weird, it only goes up to 3 hoofs and not 5. Like, we have 5-star rating, but maybe it was like a whole new system and how it works and stuff like that. You shouldn't be asking me, because I don't know. But in our world we have these 5 ratings, and we actually have like both numbers. Recently we have like a lot of smileys, where a perfectly green smiley is like the places you really want to have food from. And if some place have a red smiley, I would definitely not recommend you going inside, unless you could see that it's like clean and it's healthy and stuff like that. I actually one time asked if I could see the kitchen, and I was pleasantly surprised because they actually had one red smiley, and then they cleaned up, everything afterwards. And I went in there, and they actually got a pretty okay review. I will not say that it was great because it was like just a normal buffet and stuff like that, but it was definitely better than I had actually hoped. But just be making sure that you're taking your precautions when you're rating stuff or going somewhere or trying stuff. So that was actually all that I have to say today. Do remember that inspiration is right around the corner. Do remember to take care of yourself and loved ones. And that was actually all. Yeah, okay. Bye.